The way things are headed, it seems inevitable that Roman Reigns will return with Solo Sikoa's betrayal fresh on his mind. The Street Champion has taken over the bloodline and has crowned himself the new tribal chief. This surely isn't sitting well with Reigns, as many believe the two will clash with their respective factions at WWE Survivor Series 2024. But is there a chance that they may go head-to-head much earlier? To answer that question, yes, there is a huge chance that Roman Reigns could take on Solo Sikoa in singles competition before Survivor Series. Scheduled to return at SummerSlam 2024, rumor has it that Reigns will target Sikoa after his match with Cody Rhodes at the biggest party of the summer. This will build up a storyline that will reach its climax at Survivor Series, where Sikoa's new bloodline will take on Reigns and the Old Guard. However, before that happens, WWE could schedule a match between the two at another PLE. There have been reports that WWE is planning to add a major event to September and October respectively. Booking a match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa in one of those months would be the ideal teaser before their huge brawl at Survivor Series. Things are getting interesting in this developing bloodline story. But, at this point, this is nothing more than speculation. Only time will tell how things unfold in this familial feud. Solo Sikoa's treatment of Paul Heyman could be the catalyst for Roman Reigns' return. Perhaps the main reason why Roman Reigns will return and oppose Solo Sikoa has nothing to do with his takeover of the bloodline, but with his treatment of Paul Heyman. Over the last few months, Sikoa has made the group his own, but at the cost of ostracizing the Wiseman. This led to a heartbreaking turn of events on last week's SmackDown, where Heyman got kicked out of the faction. Refusing to acknowledge the Street Champion as the new tribal chief, Sikoa and his lackeys left Heyman in a heap, closing out the show. This could be the catalyst for the inevitable war between the cousins, as Heyman was an important part of Reigns' rule as the head of the table. Angered by what happened to his Wiseman, Reigns could return and confront Sikoa at SummerSlam. The future of the bloodline will be determined by this potential clash of heads in Reigns and Sikoa. Who knows? It may even have an impact on WWE as a whole. The anticipation was palpable as WWE Universe eagerly awaited Survivor Series 2024. Yet, an unexpected and monumental match loomed on the horizon, set to shake the very foundations of the wrestling world: Roman Reigns vs. Solo Sikoa. This wasn't just another match, it was a battle of blood, legacy, and the unyielding quest for dominance within the Anoa'i family. Setting the stage, the tribal chief, Roman Reigns, had reigned supreme over WWE for years, his dominance unquestioned. With Paul Heyman as his advocate, Roman had built an empire, commanding respect and fear from everyone in the locker room. However, a new force had emerged, one that threatened to disrupt the status quo: Solo Sikoa, the youngest member of the Anoa'i dynasty. Solo, having made his mark in NXT and then on the main roster, was known for his explosive in-ring style and unrelenting intensity. The family ties that bound him to Roman were both a blessing and a curse. While he benefited from the lineage, he also had to fight under the shadow of the tribal chief's immense legacy. The seeds of conflict tension began subtly, with Solo showing signs of ambition and defiance. His victories in the ring were becoming more frequent and more brutal. The WWE Universe started to notice, and whispers of a potential challenger to Roman's throne grew louder. It was during a SmackDown episode in October 2024 that the seeds of conflict were sown. Backstage, Roman confronted Solo after a particularly intense match where Solo had demolished a former champion. Roman's voice was calm but carried a dangerous edge. "You're making a lot of noise, Solo. Don't forget who the head of the table is." Solo, sweat still glistening on his forehead, met Roman's gaze unflinchingly. "I'm not forgetting, Yus. But maybe it's time someone else sat at the head." The tension was electric, the silent promise of a future clash. Escalation over the following weeks, the WWE Universe watched as the tension between the two grew. Solo's matches were more brutal, his attitude more defiant. Roman's frustration was evident, but he continued to dominate in his own matches, refusing to show any weakness. The turning point came during a high-stakes tag team match on SmackDown, where Roman and Solo were forced to team up against two top contenders. The match was intense, with both showcasing their skills. However, miscommunication between the two led to an accidental spear from Roman hitting Solo. The mistake cost them the match. Post-match, Solo exploded in anger, shoving Roman and accusing him of sabotaging their chance. Roman, never one to back down, retaliated, and the two ended up brawling in the ring, much to the shock and excitement of the audience. The challenge the following week, Roman Reigns, flanked by Paul Heyman and the rest of the Bloodline, stood in the ring. His face was a mask of controlled fury. "I've tolerated your disrespect for too long, Solo," Roman declared, his voice echoing through the arena. "You want to challenge me? You think you can take my place? At Survivor Series, we'll see who truly deserves to be at the head of the table." Solo's music hit, and he walked out, a fierce determination in his eyes. "I've been waiting for this moment, Roman. At Survivor Series, I won't just beat you, I'll prove that I'm the future of this family and this business." The build-up to Survivor Series was intense, with both men delivering scathing promos and engaging in several confrontations. The WWE Universe was divided, with some supporting the established dominance of Roman Reigns and others eager to see Solo Sikoa rise to the occasion. Training montages, interviews, and backstage segments highlighted the preparation and mindset of both competitors. Roman's confidence was unwavering, bolstered by his years of dominance. Solo, however, was driven by a fiery ambition and a desire to step out of his cousin's shadow. The match Survivor Series 2024 finally arrived, and the atmosphere was electric. The main event was set, Roman Reigns vs. Solo Sikoa, a match that promised to be a brutal and emotional encounter. The bell rang, and the two circled each other, the weight of their history and the stakes of the match heavy in the air. The match was a physical war, with both men pulling out all the stops. Roman's technical prowess and strategic mind clashed with Solo's raw power and relentless aggression. Near falls and high-impact moves kept the audience on the edge of their seats. Roman hit his signature Superman punch and spear, but Solo kicked out, defying the odds. Solo, in turn, delivered a devastating Samoan spike and a series of brutal kicks, but Roman showed why he was the tribal chief by refusing to stay down. The climax. As the match reached its climax, the two men were visibly exhausted, yet neither was willing to give up. Roman, bloodied but unbowed, locked in the guillotine choke, his signature submission move. Solo struggled, his face contorted in pain, but he managed to reach the ropes, breaking the hold. In a last-ditch effort, Roman went for another spear, but Solo countered with a superkick, followed by a Samoan drop that shook the ring. Solo then ascended the turnbuckle, delivering a breathtaking splash that seemed to mark the end. The aftermath, the referee counted 1, 2, but Roman kicked out at the last possible moment. The shock on Solo's face was palpable. Summoning his last reserves of strength, Roman delivered a thunderous spear, followed by a second one for good measure. The referee's hand hit the mat 3 times, and Roman Reigns retained his position as the head of the table. As Roman stood tall, the WWE Universe erupted in a mix of cheers and boos. Solo, lying on the mat, slowly got to his feet. Despite the loss, there was a newfound respect in his eyes. Roman extended a hand, and after a moment's hesitation, Solo accepted. The two embraced, a symbol of their unbreakable bond and the fierce competition that had tested it. Conclusion: the match between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa before Survivor Series 2024 was more than just a battle for supremacy. It was a testament to the strength and resilience of the Anoa'i family, a clash of two titans driven by legacy and ambition. While Roman emerged victorious, Solo had proven himself as a formidable contender, ensuring that the future of the WWE was in powerful hands.